And I'll tell you things that you might not know. Let me start with the G.N.U. Let me also start with something that makes every white person I've met uncomfortable, which is Zuma. Now, Zuma went to jail because he refused to appear before the Commission, the Zondo Commission. That's why I went to jail. Now, he has not forgiven the people that took him to jail. Now, whether you like him or not, and you know I sound like a broken record because I was the only one that warned people before the election. And they all said I'm talking rubbish. I said he's going to be a force. Now he's still going to be a force. And all he wants to become president again. And he's clear about what he wants. He's not lying, he tells you straight up. I want expropriate land without compensation. He tells you stuff that can make your hair rise and it's clear, at least you know what is it he wants. What he wants. Now, underestimate him at your own peril. Many countries has gone to shit because people underestimated the person that was vying for power. Hitler being an example. People saw him as one little nuisance until they woke up one day and Hitler was in power. And there's no way, I'm not comparing Zuma to Hitler, but what I'm saying to you is that there's a real danger that he can grow. The ANC can't stop him, the DA can't stop him, my party, the Patriotic Alliance, can't stop him. There's only one thing that can stop Zuma, and it is the G.N.U. And I tell you why the G.N.U. can stop Zuma. The G.N.U. can stop Zuma because Zuma has put all his cards on the table that the G.N.U. is rubbish. Now, if the G.N.U. starts giving jobs, if the G.N.U. truly changes the lives of people, people are not stupid. They will look at Zuma and say, you lied to us. We love this G.N.U. But every fight of the G.N.U., every mistake of the G.N.U., any difference we have makes them stronger. And that's just a fact that most of you don't want to hear. You complain about the VAT hike. Are there some politicians that will flip-flop? I'm not one of those. The VAT hike, if you look in Soweto, and if you look at Menenberg, people don't have jobs there. Not your fault, and there's no jobs. People don't have jobs, people don't have opportunities, people just need. If you look at Malema, and you look at Andile Mkama, you can thank your lucky stars Andile doesn't have the type of power Malema has. Because he doesn't give a damn about money. Malema does. You can buy Malema with 2 cents. He agrees with the last person he meets. He lives, he's what, I come from jail, I was part of the 26 gang, we were capitalists, Malema was a 26 member. I wonder I remember. So, but Andile doesn't love money. He doesn't care about designer labels. Now, if a guy like, we must be lucky that we had a guy like Malema that you could buy with half a cent. Now, listen to me very nicely on this issue before I come to the G.N.U. South Africa is ripe for a smart guy who can come here and start a revolution. Trust me, we missed the bullet in our country 2 times. The first time we missed the bullet was when Chris Hani was shot dead. If Mandela didn't think quickly there would have been a massacre. The second bullet we missed was now in KZN with the riots. The state has lost, the state can lie all they like, we have lost that battle. We came this close to that being spreading like wildfire. My constituency is predominantly the colored constituency. If I didn't stand up and I told every colored person, I said, you shoot anybody that comes to burn anything in the colored community. They were coming over from different areas. I remember ShopRite in Kennedy. They wanted to go burn. Our guys were holding the line. There was a rival part the same. Rege part the same. So I'm saying to you, we're not as safe as I would like you to believe in this country. You just need a smart guy that can read the room, that can ignite a fire. Trust me, don't listen to people that tell you people are not angry on the ground. For a politician to be able to say like Andile, I'll kill all the whites, I'll kill their children, I'll kill the earth, and there's people clapping for him. That alone should tell you. Now people don't understand, they say McKenzie is standing with Cyril, he's standing with Cyril, McKenzie loves the blue light. If you can see the shit car driving now since I'm a minister. I was trying to light something now, and I'm trying to light in the car, the X3. I said, can you switch on the light? And as usual, he said the light is on, minister. And it's still as dark as the light. People don't understand. I'm a businessman. I just got heartful with how this country is going. And I said, I am rolling up my sleeves. I am coming. As a minister, you fly economy class between, if you fly under 2 hours. You know, my knees are so, why I respect Cyril Ramaphosa, it's the office of the presidency I respect. Because once you don't respect, if Helen Zille was the president of South Africa that put me in a cabinet, I have shown the same respect for her. Because once you destroy the office, you have nothing left. So whoever is the incumbent, but if Malema becomes president, I will resign. So my point I'm trying to make everybody here, I'll give you the bad news. The bad news is that this country is this close. I listened to some of my white friends saying, oh, we've got guns. Your guns will be nothing. Your guns, you'll be overrun. You're not the only one with guns. Maybe your one's got licenses. So why should we even have that debate? Who's got guns? Who doesn't have guns? What role can we play? Let me tell you, let me use my friend as an example, Rob. Rob criticizes. He stands up against the powers that be. But what solutions does Rob herself put on the table and say, I'm well connected. Rob is probably the most connected man I've met. But Rob shouts more than his strength. He can fix things. We know what's wrong. We don't need to be told what is wrong. We need people like yourself to sit around the table and say, Mr. Ramaphosa, sit here. Let us fix this for you. Let us help you here. Let us help you here. But to swear, that takes us closer to the problem and further from the solution. The context that you have in this room is enough to fix this area where you are at. You can fix this town, but the majority of people in this town, I listened to a friend of mine that told me today, Retief should come back. The problem with that, listen, there's one person here I've got a world of respect for, was the mayor here, which is a gentleman, good manners. The problem with that is that you look at here and go to the northern areas where my people are living and go and tell me, do they do a good job? Go to the northern areas where 15 people die a week and tell me again, are they doing a good job? No, they are not. We are not better, let me tell you. I'm not here to get your votes. In fact, I have a friend of mine that gave me for the election 400,000 rand, a white friend. He gave me 400,000. I said, cool, thank you. He called me every day. Why did you take that decision? Why did you say that? I said, fucker, you send your money back. Because you guys are hard to please. Rob told me today, I want to raise money for you. I called you before, I said, Rob, please don't do that. I will come and speak to you. Rob was willing to give me, we were in London the other day. He said, I'm giving you $5 million, give the thing. Somebody owed him $10 million, he says, I'm giving 5 to the PA. I refuse to take it. Because I love him, but I want not to be indebted to nobody. Because if a man gives me 400,000, and I can't even finish a sentence before I get a call from him, Rob will call me for 5 billion. But, so what's happening with the vet? Let me explain what happened with the vet. I think where the DA made the biggest mistake, and I did warn John, I want, because I saw it, and this is not about PA being better than the DA, forget that. We are past that in this conversation. This is not PA, DA. It's not that. Let me tell you the truth, what happened there, no lie. We were sitting 20 minutes before we had to vote for a budget. The finance minister walked in and gave us the 2% rate. Now, I have my questions to say, but there's a deputy minister of the DA, didn't he know that? And then not PA. In fact, I was the first one to speak. The first 3 speakers were ANC speakers that spoke against that. I want to make that clear. For full transparency, I'll give you their names. The electricity minister, Ramokhupa. Mamulu Kukubai, the Minister of Justice. Can't remember the third one, but I was the 4th speaker. Jonathan Hazen was the 6th speaker to speak against that. So VET is not PA that was against VET. It's not the ANC that was against VET. It's not a DA. We had 95% of people in that room was against VET. So nobody should claim, including myself, that I was against VET. It was 2 percentage points. We postponed that thing for the first time, and that way the victory was, which they missed. For the first time in 30 years, a minister was not able to table his budget and get voted on. For the first time, that is a victory for the G.N.U. We should have taken that victory. The ANC will come and say, this is the budget, take it or leave it. They said, no. We fought until we came down to 0.5 percentage points. I'm the first one to vote for it, that I voted for 0.5. I'm ashamed. If I had the same circumstances over again, I will still vote for 0.5%. Because where I am sitting, 0.5% and 2 percentage points, 0.5 percentage points is a victory. It's a victory. percentage points is the fact that the ANC realized for the first time they're not governing alone. For the first time. The ANC has a problem. They still think they govern alone. The DA has a problem. They still think they are in the coalition, they are in opposition. Once the two of them can realize they're in a government of national unity. President Ramaphosa, I heard a lot about his skillfulness and how he negotiated. I saw that during this time. When he was calm as a cucumber, and we all said, John must go. He said, come down. Germany's government broke up because of the budget. In Japan, they're still struggling to pass the budget. France, they couldn't pass the budget. I can assure you today, and it's breaking news for you, we are going to pass framework on Tuesday. We have all agreed. South Africa has missed the first big bullet. We are united. The DA is going to vote for it. The PA is going to vote for it. We were part of what they're going to present there. For the first time. Everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen on the 21st. You choose your venue. But on the 21st, I can tell you now today, we are so sure that we are united that I've been sent outside the country together with 3, 4, 5 ministers, including the president. I think there's 10 of us that out of the country. But that is how strong our government is. The ANC and the DA are like a man and a woman that don't want each other anymore. But the man pays for the car, the wife pays for the house. They can't get divorced. Because one will have to take a taxi and one will have to go to the squatter. So they are forced to be together. So if you want to beat Zuma, you have to make sure that G.N.U works. What is your role? Your role is not to do what my brother Rob is doing. Your role is to sit down and use your context and say, how do we fix this country? And that is everybody's role here. How can we fix South Africa? We are past the stage of, listen, and the ANC has had 30 years to fix the country. They failed. Believe me, they failed to fix this country. But the best thing the ANC did, which is the best thing ever for all of us here, when they lost power, they took it on the chin. They didn't call out the army. They didn't fight against the election result. They said, we've lost power. And then, on the African continent, it's something that's very rare. Go look at Zimbabwe to understand that it is rare. Expropriation without compensation. My grandfather lost his land. He woke up one day, and my people told him, we will only have this land. We're going to have, I think, dairy cow or something there. And he had to pick up with my grandmother without any prior warning. He never got over that. His grandson, which is me, if you ask me today, honestly, do I want expropriation without compensation? I would say, hell yes. Is it possible? Will it be good for the country? No, it will destroy South Africa. Because what I want deep down cannot happen and shouldn't happen. It must never happen. Because once you lose property rights, you lose a country. No country can survive without property rights. But I need you to understand, instead of swearing the people that says, let's expropriate, let's educate it. I was educated. I was educated to say, this is how business works. The responsibility on you much bigger than what you give yourself. I'm telling you today, so many of you were quiet when the white people that left said there's genocide here. You said nothing. And each and every person here knows there's no genocide. Why didn't you speak up when black people were accused of being genocidal? But when you're being accused of being racist, you expect us to stand up. So I came here to tell you hard truth, because none of you should be voting for me. Otherwise you're going to call me 10,000 times. But I need you to understand, this is a beautiful country. And this country will never work if you oppress white people, or you oppress black people, or you oppress colored people, or you oppress Indian people. Our unity is the main ingredient for this country to work. When we work together, look at the Springboks.
Yeah.
You know Erasmus. I looked at his pipeline of players that he has. We used to complain about black people in sport. When last did you hear anybody complain why there are no blacks in the Springbok team? Because Rassie Erasmus showed us what is leadership. We need to be. Now, you framed the argument incorrectly. You said, now we must go on merit, which is insulting. So when you say in cricket we should go to merit, and there's only there's 99% is white guys, and you say, no, we must go on merit. That's second racism. You are basically saying that if you go on merit, there'll be more white than black. And talent and smartness, there's no color. When we grew up, I couldn't believe today, as a Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, nobody talks about where the blacks in rugby. But we were All Black supporters. I was an All Black supporter until Rob gave me shit every day about the All Black supporter. Every day. Then I led a revolution of burning All Black t-shirts in my community. And then the Springbok team could now come to play in Cape Town, because there will not be more All Black supporters. So what I'm saying to you, and this is the most important thing, you need somebody that can talk to you, and this is why it's important that Rob brought me here today. To come and tell you, you are not blame-free. You have the expertise, you have the context, most of you have the money. What do you build? Instead of telling the ANC how cut they are. And you're not lying. But what do you, where you are sitting, how do you fix this country?
Yeah.
And that is the question we should start asking ourselves every day. I am tired of hearing people. Let me tell you, I'm the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture. He says, I've never seen such corruption. I've never seen. I'll make you an example. I'll make you one example. The sports federations in this country don't even have an office, but they get millions from us. Amen. They operate out of a boot of a car. They operate out of a boot of a car. There's no accountability. You know, the worst thing I've seen when I became the minister, I went into my office 8 weeks ago. I said, boys, today we're all sitting here. Take out the ruler. I said, you guys have been paying people. I need to know who these people are that you've been paying. So we did like Doge, line for line. We got to something called ring ball. Ring ball. I said, what the fuck is ring ball? No one in my office, I'm talking about the whole sports ministry, could tell me what ring ball is. They've been paying them for 30 years. Now I'm not saying ring Ringball shouldn't be paid, but at least let's know who's Ringball. The guy that pays does not know. The guy that wrote that did the submission of why we should pay them does not know. I found another person who was playing, they was paid 3 million rand. I'm like, for what? Nobody knows. Robben Island, which I'm busy with now. Let me tell you the worst one. Boxing essay. The worst of them. The boxers, when you see them on TV receiving those belts after they won a fight, when the cameras go, they take the belts back. True story. They only have 2 belts going around. These people are getting something like 20, 30 million from us. That is the norm. A fighter in South Africa gets paid 1,000 rand per round. The CEO of Boxing SA, the ex-CEO of Boche, used to rake up like 5 million rand in flights with his stuff. I got rid of the board, got rid of the CEO, I got rid of the CFO, got rid of everybody. We put the new board, put new acting CEOs, we put new people there. And I promised the boxers was in 60 days you'll have your belt. Every boxer that ever was robbed of his belt, got his belt already. We made sure that we changed the purse, we're subsidizing the money. So we're done with boxing. We are now looking at Robben Island. Another cesspit of corruption. You can't even buy a cup of coffee, proper coffee in Robben Island.
Robben.
If you are a busy man like Rob, you want to go there quickly and come back. You can't leave until you reach 3 hours. 3 hours, they're holding you prisoner again. So I'm saying to you, I came here to tell you that the only person that can stop Zuma. Zuma's destroyed Malema. Listen to me. He destroyed him. Malema is finished. He might come back maybe 2029 if he's smart. If something drastic happens. But Zuma is totally destroyed. He's taken his whole board. Let me make an example. We are all corporate animals here. If you work for if you are involved in any big corporate company, you do know the golden rule. Executives don't fly together. We'll go in different helicopters, because I'll see the accident like that. When he lost, I think, the executive team. You fly different helicopters, you fly different planes. Now I want to use that example, so you can understand what I'm trying to say. The reason why smart executives in Fortune 500 companies don't allow all the execs to fly in one plane because they don't want to use that brain trust. That institutional memory, if something is to happen. So they rather pay the premium than lose than risk this. Malema's guys were all in one jet, one helicopter. Darling Pofu is gone. Mbiseni Gloss is gone. Floyd Shivamba is gone. That was the nucleus of that party. It's a joke that's left there. So who finished him? It's not the ANC, it's not the PA, it's not the DA, it's Zuma. So the only way to stop Zuma is for this G.N.U to work. That's why you see me always talking about the G.N.U, always praising the G.N.U, because I understand this is the last line of defense. I know Zuma personally. He's a smart man. He's a smart man. Politically, he's shrewd. You know why Thabo Mbeki made Zuma deputy president? Because he saw him as the least threat. that can topple him. In his mind, he took the dumbest man. But Zuma was playing down. That's the reason why Thabo Mbeki hates Zuma. He hates him more than anybody in this world. But he made him the deputy. Because he realized, I've got a dumb person here that I can make sure I don't need to look at my back. When he saw Zuma was becoming a problem, he fired him. Zuma came back to fire Thabo Mbeki. Now you're not dealing with an imbecile here. So I'm saying to you, don't listen to GAYTON MCKENZIE saying the PA is going to stop Zuma. He will not. You've got other problems which is not Zuma in the PA. The DA has got other problems which is not Zuma. But the country has a Zuma problem. And that's why you see I fight for the G.N.U. Now, I'm not the only one that fights. There are good guys in the DA. There are good guys in the ANC. But we really need you to stand up for your country. Don't outsource your country to us politicians. We can be assholes and we can be stupid sometimes. It's time when you must say, what is it I can do from my corner to make this country a better place? We just want to shrug and say, we tried. The country's fucked. We tried. So if you leave here tonight, instead of having continuous pity parties and telling us how stupid we are, they're telling us how we fucking this country up. Show us what you think we should be doing. You know, the government in this, I think it's public already, has taken a decision that we should work with the private sector. It's a newly taken decision in the G.N.U. You see at the ports, Minister Chrissy is going to work with the private sector to fix the ports. So find your niche, find your space there where you can assist government. Is it all Armageddon? No, it's not. I'll tell you why it's not. Somebody asked me, why black people are so poor? Why do they keep on voting for the ANC? No. Why can they be so dumb? No, they're not dumb, you're dumb. I told him, I said, no, black people are not dumb, you're the one that's stupid. He says, why? I said, the ANC went from 70% to 60%. From 60% to 50%. From 50% to 40%. Who's the stupid one? Not the voter.
30 now.
No, fuck the polls.
Yeah, you told us that.
Polls are for strippers. In the polls. The poll said in Cape Town, you called me wrong. You told me the poll says I'm going to get 1% in Cape Town. You told me that. I said, wrong, I'm very tired. You told me the poll said I'm going to get 1%. I got 8% in Western Cape. They said I'm going to get 1%. Oh, how will I still continue to listen to? I had a debate with Dr. Frans Cronje, a man I respect dearly, smart guy. I said to him, you must understand, Frans Cronje, you pick up the phone, you phone people, and he's a smart man. Your company phones people and they say, hello, who are you going to vote for? And they're like, I think I'm going to vote for the DA or I'm going to vote for the ANC. I'm going to vote. I said, the people I represent was unworthy private calls. We don't answer private calls. We have enough problems. We don't run calls, bring problems. So you never ask my people. That's why I never feature your posts. They phone a person, my people, you don't like, bro, to me, I'll go get discount. So they phone the private numbers. So in conclusion, I just want to say to you that we must be happy. I tell you why we should be happy. We've got 4 years to turn this ship around. We've got 4 years turn this ship around. If you ask me who's going to be the next president of the ANC, it's a two-horse race. Fikile Mbalula and Paul Mashatile. It's going to be more brutal. That's their business. If you ask me, is there any party in South Africa that will get 50% ever again? No ways. If you ask me, is there any party, and this is a telling thing I'm telling you, that will get 40% in this country? No ways. Not a chance. Not, you know, this is the best example I made to my son. I said to him, 2010, if you said, if you want to hear our racism, we also racist sometimes when you're alone. We talk shit about you once sometimes. White people are only racist people believe me. I said the thing was there. And I hear sometimes I'm like, yo, bruh, come down. Now, if you said at the black table, we talk a lot of shit. If you said at the black table, 2010, and you speak shit about the ANC, we all look at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? Who are you? 2014, if you talk shit about the ANC, you'll have one imbecile defending you. 2019, if you don't talk shit about the ANC around that same table, there's something wrong with you. So I'm trying to show you how the public is not stupid. The public is not stupid. The public is looking for a Messiah. And the two people that is in the front line of being that Messiah is the G.N.U. and MK. There's no other one, believe me. There's no other one. Not PA, not DA. This is a two-horse race. The G.N.U. and MK. MK has been winning by-elections in KZN. They moved these sides to Gauteng. They had a by-election which is a crucial one. They didn't win it, but they won it. How? They came from nearly 0 to 20%. So I'm just saying to you, this is not a time to tell us how stupid we are. This is a time to show us a better way. The time Charles told me a very interesting story. We talk about our fathers, and he says the first time his dad was slapping him down to the ground in a supermarket. He says his dad was busy doing something. That was the chance, and you said to him,
Opening those chocolates.
he was opening those chocolates. And he could see those chocolates are going to fall on the ground. And when the chocolates fell, he laughed and said to his dad, I knew that's going to happen. And his dad slapped him and said, why didn't you fucking say anything? And that's the story where we are in South Africa. Let us say things and let us help each other. It's not all doom and gloom. I'm going to answer every question that you might have. But I'm saying to you, the G.N.U. is the last line. So if John Steenhuisen and Cyril Ramaphosa are fighting, it's never good for us. So when we try to project a positive image, it's not for blue lights. It's not for that. In fact, the only time I really used blue lights, in conclusion, I had a swimming South Africa got money from the lottery. I think they got like 26 million to fix a swimming pool in Franschhoek. And somebody told me off to say, they didn't use that money for that. So I told them, can you meet me at 8 o'clock? And in my mind, I thought I said 9 o'clock. And Charles called me at 7:30. I just woke up. He said, listen, where are you? You must pick me up. I'm like, yeah, there's still time. I'll pick you up at 9. He said, no, our meeting is at 8. I said, oh, bro, I'm still taking a shower. You get there so long. And I jumped in the shower and he took an Uber to go to Franschhoek. And there's a lady Uber driver. And I'm telling my security detail, I said, guys, speed. I don't want to be late. Don't want to be that guy. They're speeding. When they got into Franschhoek, there was just moving cars out of the way. And they moved the Uber. The Charles is out of the way. Charles says, then the lady says, I know who that minister is. I know it. I know who that person is with the blue light. Charles said, his heart sank. And she said, is that Paul Mashatile?